A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+. English, because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to A+ English. I'm Pat.
And I'm Elsie.
And we're on the final part of our story, Jane and the Dragon. Jane, has gone off to rescue the prince from the dragon, because she's a knight now. And thinking of dragons, we introduced the word tomorrow, but what do you know about dragons? That's our warm-up question.
Dragons are not real.
Mm-hmm.
Dragons are fierce.
Usually, yes.
Dragons are in a lot of stories.
Yeah, they tend to be big.
Mm-hmm.
They can usually fly.
Right. They're usually male.
No, I would say it's a bit of a. Sometimes
depends on the story, right?
Yeah, and sometimes they're both, because like lizards, they can kind of change.
Yeah.
And there are actually some differences between what like Asian cultures think of as dragons and what Western culture thinks of as dragons.
Oh.
Like in Asian culture, they're slightly more closely tied to water, right?
Water?
They maybe live in the rivers, they've got kingdoms under the sea or in the air.
And dragons here appear more like in stories related to emperors.
Yeah, and they're usually quite noble and good. And they tend to be sort of longer and thinner.
Yeah.
Whereas Western dragons tend to be kind of bigger and fatter more often, and they're more closely tied to fire and the earth. They tend to live underground in caves.
And they're usually black.
Black or red are two very common colors, and they're bad. There's often the bad guys. In some stories, their color depends on what they breathe. So the red ones breathe fire. The green ones breathe like acid mist. The blue ones breathe lightning. The white ones breathe cold, and so on. You can read a lot of stories about dragons and find out so many different things. You're like, which one's real? And that's the fun thing. They're not real, so it doesn't matter. You can put anything you want there. So let's now find out about today's dragon and how Jane's going to deal with it by reading through the article.
Jane and the Dragon. Warm-up question. What do you know about dragons?
Jane followed the dragon.
Free the boy!
She yelled. The dragon laughed and said,
Make me!
They fought for a long time.
Why didn't you kill me?
Said the dragon.
Why didn't you kill me either?
Said Jane.
I don't like hurting people. I just want others to love me,
he said.
So we're going to get straight into the action here. We see Jane follow the dragon. Free the boy, she yelled. Now,
that sounds really cute.
Right, but she's kind of small, and she's going to be on a fairly small horse. The dragon is probably about 8 times bigger. Should she try to fight it?
She should just run away.
Yeah, like if this was a video game, like what would you do?
I would just go the other way.
Go the other way. You'd go, okay, I'm going to go and level up a lot and find some magic swords and then come back when I'm like level 100.
Right, but we know that Jane was brave.
She's brave, yeah.
And she had a dream of becoming a knight.
And this is what knights do. So we see the dragon laughed and said, make me. And they fought for a long time.
Even the dragon laughed at her.
Yeah, poor Jane. But if you were a knight on a horse, how do you fight a dragon?
Oh,
what do you do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I mean, you just sort of ride around and wave your sword a bit.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah, but, I mean, maybe she's faster than the dragon. Like, the dragon tries to, like, stamp her.
Or maybe
she gets out of the way.
Maybe she has some magic going on.
I don't know.
Maybe not.
I mean, if her armor is strong and the dragon is not breathing fire, maybe that'll help. But otherwise, she could be just, like, cooked in the armor.
In 1 second.
Yeah, so anyway, they fight for a long time, and now we're maybe gonna see why nobody won this fight. So we see, why didn't you kill me? Said the dragon. Why didn't you kill me either? Said Jane.
So they both didn't kill each other.
Yeah, it looks like neither one of them was trying too hard to win.
But Jane wasn't able to kill the dragon because she was too maybe small, too weak compared with the dragon. But why didn't the dragon kill her?
Well, this is interesting. What do we think is going on here? I think we're going to have to find out. We've now got the dragon talking. I don't like hurting people. I just want others to love me, he said.
Oh, so it's a male dragon.
It seems so. And he's lonely, bless him.
Okay, so he was what, trying to get some attention?
Yeah, so the dragon doesn't want to hurt people. So maybe he took the prince just because he wanted a friend.
Yeah.
He wasn't going to eat him or burn him.
Just to talk to him.
Just wanted a
play
friend.
with him.
Like, it's like
just to get some attention.
Like you might take a little dog home and look after it, or a cat, something like that. The dragon wants a pet. He wants a little pet prince.
So the dragon didn't want to kill anybody.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a sad story and not the ending we were expecting. We're going to come back to it in just a moment, but right now we'll take a short break.
Jane took off her helmet.
You're just a girl,
said the dragon. Jane kissed him.
I love you,
she said. She promised to visit every Saturday. Jane took the prince home. The king made her a real knight. He held a big party. Jane thanked the jester for the armor. Together, they danced and danced.
Okay, so the article continues. Jane took off her helmet. Big reveal, very movie moment. You're just a girl, said the dragon.
Okay, the dragon finally knew that she was a girl.
Gets a surprise. Well, she's got a helmet on. She just looks like a knight.
Right.
Okay, so we now see Jane kissed him. I love you, she said. And now dragons are often very beautiful creatures. They look very, there's a word majestic, just so big and different, and they can fly and they're kind of cool. So, and she feels sorry for this poor lonely dragon. Next we see she promised to visit every Saturday.
Wow, she's going to keep the dragon company.
Yeah, they're going to be friends. Now, we should note here, this is a children's story.
Yeah.
And also we're doing a very short kind of version of the story. There's probably a bit more going on in the story than we can tell here. And kids' books do kind of change quite quickly like that. From 1 minute they're fighting, next minute, oh, I love you. Let's have tea together on a Saturday. So
it's very dramatic.
Yeah. And it kind of wraps things up nicely like you want in a kid's book. Now, I have, over the last few years, read a lot of children's books.
With their voice.
Yes. So I kind of got the feeling of how these books sort of happen quite quickly, because you don't want a book that's too long because the kids get bored, right? But with a grown-up book, you can kind of put it down and pick it up again. Can you think of any other sort of main differences between kids' books and adult books?
Kids' books usually have pictures in them, right?
That's true, yes. You definitely want a book with some pictures in it.
And the language is easier?
Yeah, although I actually think it's okay to put in more complicated words because that's how the kids learn them.
Right.
Just give them the words. If you don't know what it means, you'll get used to the story and you'll figure it out in the story and you'll start using it in real life. Don't make it too super easy. Let the kid grow into it. So the article carries on. Jane took the prince home. The king made her a real knight.
Wow, finally a dream come true.
Yeah, did the thing with the sword. He held a big party.
Who held a big party?
The king.
The king.
Like, invite all the knights. We got a new knight. It's Jane. So what kinds of party do we like?
Oh, I used to love parties. Not now anymore.
Okay.
No. I used to love birthday parties, New Year parties, Halloween parties, and Christmas parties.
Yeah, I mean, being a theatre kid growing up, we always wanted the costume party because when you're in a group of theatre people and you do a costume party, everybody puts in a lot of effort. You don't just go to the store and go, oh, I'll get this and this and I'll wear that. People get creative. People spend a lot of time on it. So costume parties, dressing up was always the most fun for me because you can see what everybody else is doing. You can come up with a really fun idea.
So do you still do that now?
Not really anymore. Do dress up a bit for Halloween, but yeah. So let's get back to the article. Jane thanked the jester for the armor. Remember, he gave it to her as a gift. Together, they danced and danced. So, very nice. So, what do we think about this story now we've come to the end?
I think it's a very cute story, and it breaks gender stereotypes.
Right,
That's the main point of this story, right?
I think partly, yeah, it's not just breaking gender, it's sort of breaking the kind of traditional dragon bad, knight good, knight kills dragon, saves princess. We're sort of changing a lot of if the story was written like 50 or 100 years ago, that's what would have happened. Brave boy goes out, kills dragon, becomes knight, marries princess. This is maybe a more modern story that's turning a lot of those traditional ideas upside down.
And this story also encourages children to follow their hearts, to do, what they love to do.
But also, don't fight. Find out why the dragon did what it's doing, and maybe you can help him another way. Violence doesn't have to be the answer.
Try to understand each other.
Yeah. So that's the end of the story, but we're not quite done yet. Elsie is going to do some teaching, and then I will return for today's review time activity.
好，今天的第一个单字是 free。然后把它当动词使用哦，解释是释放或是使自由。那它的过去式、过去分词字尾加上 d 就可以了。那如果我们看到的是 free somebody， 那就让那个人自由，好释放他。那 free 也可以是形容词，代表免费的。我们像是这个 buy one get one free， 那就是买一送一，好，有一个是免费的。那另外 free 还可以当作自由的来解释。For example, what do you like to do in your free time？ 你自由时间的时候，闲暇时间的时候，你都喜欢做些什么呢？那单字例句给的是Jay frees the dish. Jay frees the fish back into the pond after he catches it. Jay 抓到鱼之后就将它放回池塘了。那第二个呢？是个动词 yell， 它代表是吼叫。那你对某人喊叫吼叫 you yell at somebody。 好，那当然你也可以换上比如说 shout 这样的动词 shout at somebody， 也是对某人吼叫叫喊的意思。那如果是对彼此吼叫，那就是 yell at each other。 So for example, I heard our neighbors yelling at each other last night。 昨天晚上我听到我的邻居们在对彼此大吼大叫。那单字例句给的是呢 Karen yelled loudly at her brother because he broke her favorite toy. Karen 对她的哥哥大吼，因为他弄坏了他最爱的玩具。那在第三个，好，这边也是个动词哦，是 kiss， 是吻跟亲吻的动作。那如果你是亲某人的脸颊 you kiss somebody's cheek。 好，那如果你是亲吻并说再见，就是吻别的这个概念 you kiss somebody goodbye。 那当然 kiss 也可以当作名词使用， give somebody a kiss， 给某人一个吻， blow somebody a kiss， 给某人一个飞吻。好，那单字例句给的是呢 Nina kisses her kids before bed every night。 Nina 每天晚上睡觉前都会亲吻她的小孩。那第四个我们要看到的是 promise， 好，也是个动词，代表答应，代表承诺。 You promise to do something， 你答应做某事。也可以用 promise that 加上子句来说哦，像是呢 I promise that I'll never lie to you again， 我答应你，我承诺你，我绝对不会再对你撒谎。那另外呢 promise 也可以是个名词，代表承诺，诺言本身。 You keep a promise， you 遵守诺言。那单字例句给的是 Neil promised to give me back my jacket on Monday, I'll remind him to bring it. 你有说好周一要将我的夹克还给我，我会提醒他记得要带过来。那再来 Magic Box 要讲到的是 either 的用法，好，可以念作 either 或是 either 都可以，它代表的是也不，好，会用在否定句当中哦。像是呢，第一个人先说 I don't like vegetables， 我不喜欢蔬菜，然后你说我也不喜欢I don't either。好，你会在句尾加上逗点，以及一个 either 这个字来表示，或者是呢 I didn't go to school yesterday, I didn't either。那如果是肯定，你要用的是 to 这个字，像是呢 Nice to meet you, Nice to meet you too， 或者是你直接说 you too 也可以。好，现在就到 review time。
Review time.
Hi everyone, welcome to review time. So we've got 12 different word power words over the 3 days of this article. So let's try challenging each other to make sentences. I will pick maybe 2 words, maybe from different days, and let's see if you can come up with a sentence. Okay, so let's go with Prince and brave. Make it nice and easy for you to start with.
Thank you, Pat. Prince and brave. Okay, the brave prince is planning to tell the princess that he's in love with her.
Okay. I assume it's not his sister, it's a princess from another place.
No, not his sister.
Got it. Okay, do you want to challenge me to do one?
Sure. Okay, understand.
Yes.
Surprised.
Okay.
And kiss.
Understand, surprise, and kiss. Okay, this one's easy. The princess was surprised when the prince told her that. But she understood his feelings. She shared them. And they kissed.
Oh,
or is it?
It's
a verb,
ending.
isn't it? So
it's a verb.
Okay, all right then. So promise and wish.
Promise and wish.
Yes. Wish is a noun.
Okay. The prince then promised the princess that he will always make her wishes come true.
Oh, that is awesome.
Beautiful.
We've written an entire story here. This is great. Okay, but it is all the time we have. Thanks very much for watching, everybody. For A+ English, I'm Pat.
I'm Elsie.
And we'll talk to you again soon. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Magic Box.
身为拥有世界10大宝藏之首的法老王，当然基于我经营财宝的人是无法避免的。因此啊，我常常要许多的保镖帮我好好的守卫住那些宝藏。I want the guards to protect my treasure。那些不孝人士最好给我小心一点啊。当你今天啊要求啊、命令啊，或是想要某人去做某件事情的时候，你可能就会用到这样子的句型啦 ：tell, ask, want somebody to do something。就如我刚刚所说的 ，I want the guards to protect my treasure. I want the guards to protect my treasure。我要的守卫们好好的守住那些宝藏。当然，这样的用法是非常的直接啊。如果你不是跟我一样的等级，使用的时候可要千万的非常小心啊。好啦，如果呢稍微有礼貌一点点，你确实是可以用 ask， 也有表示要求的意思哦。I asked the guards to protect my treasure。如此权高位重的我，底下的仆人可不是用手指头就数得出来 ，OK？ 上千名是跑不掉的啦，不好意思，这种生活，你们是不会懂的喽。I tell my servants to do almost everything for me.I tell my servants to do almost everything for me。当然，法老王的御手可不是拿来做事的 ，OK？ 我一声令下，谁还敢违背呢？这边用到了 tell， 更有命令的意思哦。没错，没有跟我一样的地位，请你注意一下你的用词喽。你可以发现tell、ask、want 这些动词后面呢加上人之后。再来呢，就会接上 to be， 也就是呢我们所谓的不定词啦。务必要记得第二个动词一定要使用不定词的形式哦。 那些没经过我同意就随意侵入我地盘的人，可要小心了。当你被我抓到的时候，事情可就没那么简单了。你也知道，我的守卫们非常听我的话。They'll do whatever I want them to do. 我要他们做什么，他们可是都做得出来的 ，OK？ 那你也就可以知道 ，If I want them to get rid of you, oops， 下场可就没那么好看喽。